Alright, and we're live. Apologies for that. Oh, got me out of frame. This is our chicken caboodle. Chicken caboodle? Anywho, welcome to today's live. So, like most of the lives that we do here on the channel, I will be using the Wade Rider Smith deck in my hands. This is pretty much the same cards I always use, just sort of pretty different backing. And so today, and with these readings specifically, we look into the energies that are specifically surrounding you, what type of energies this can pick up, if there's, and it might be anything attached to you, or any family members, or spirit guides who want to come through and want to tell you a message. That's what these readings are here to do. We run these all the time, pretty much every, I said Saturday, every Wednesday. Apologies for the delays, in all honesty, I will admit I do struggle a lot with time management. That is something I will be trying to work, that I have been trying to work with. Do apologise if the connection is slow, and just let me know in the comment section if the music is too loud. Outside forces apart from that, you know, I can't help any other noise. Oh, it's a bug. I thought it was a spider. Alright, we're derailing. On that off note, happy 6th day of Yule, everyone. And so the 6th day is all about, I think it's the Hunt of the Wild Ones. I think I've worded that wrong. Anyway, we look into the energies of that. So on our page, we do have a bit of a story about what that is, and different ways to interact with that. And if you do interact with any of our things, we do have a little hashtag called 12 Days of Yule, JVFX, so if you do want to participate with us, just use that little hashtag. Apart from that, let's rock and roll with the readings. Alright, let's see what kind of energies. What's a first reading? This reading is for anyone particular. This reading can be for anyone particular. If this calls out to you, let me know. If it doesn't. We keep these lives pretty much on our page for until we ever choose to take them down at this point. And so the point of that is so that you can read back on a lot of the videos, as well as if you miss this live, that's okay. You can always look back on it and come on to our next one. Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry, that was really hot. I've got tea to the side. It's steaming. I'm just gonna open a tonic water. This is a really nice brand. Anywho, let that steam away. The first two cards I pulled specifically was the Fools in full in reverse, as well as the 10 of Pentacles in upright. I specifically feel that this person is very reckless. I'm feeling like this is money related. But not just money, specifically from all your treasures. I feel that they're in a time where they focus, it's like they focus very little on it. It's something they feel like they're wanting to start something quick, but I don't think they take into consideration a lot that goes about with it. They are very driven with their treasures specifically, within the Pentacles, but I would say that they are very, I want to say dictatorial, but that's not the right word. They are very controlling over it, and they do sort of have this way of saying what is and what isn't, and I feel like they're very feels like it's very money directed, very money focused on it specifically. And I feel like that leaves into feeling like there's a lot of challenges specifically within that person. The two cards I just pulled was the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I do feel like that they have a lot of abilities of conquering things like this before, and they are very driven in what they do. But I do feel that when it comes to it feels very money gained. Feels very, very money gained. It feels it's definitely money related, but it feels like it's family connected as well. It feels like it's a bit of a family connection towards it, but I'm not feeling like, I don't feel it's like monetary from like a parent situation. It feels like this person feels like works with a lot of their family, and it feels like there is a lot of like shifts going on with that. I think there's a bit of conflicts with the way that they're wanting to run things with it and how the people around them are running it a different way. I do feel like this is a big focus. I do feel like you do work with them very closely, and that it's like you see them like almost every day or every second day. Do you know what I mean? It feels like sorry, but it feels like you see them all the time, pretty much. Does feel like you're craving this start for this new activity, this new venture, and though you feel this drive to wanting to start this new thing, I do feel like there's a lot of things that are worrying you at the same time, and I feel like that's where that money part goes into it as well. I do think that keeps you very controlled and very locked on to where it is. It feels like you like to sort of like know where all your ducks are in a line. You like knowing where everything needs to be. Let's see what else can I pick up. I do feel there's a bit of overlookedness in this person specifically, that they do feel very overlooked at times. And that probably leads to why the money thing is so expressed to you, because you value it a lot, but other people don't see the value, so you're very struggle to let that go. But I would say there's a lot of naivety to it too. It's like I think there's a bigger thing at play going on with it specifically that I think you yourself haven't picked up on yet. And I would say maybe looking at things from different perspectives and having that community connection to talk to, and letting a lot of that inner wisdom and strength come through a lot. And that's what I get with this card right here, the Sun. I do feel that there are a lot of walls though, specifically, because in a few of these cards you do have a bit of mountain terrain and tall scale buildings. I do feel like there is this walls that we're slightly putting up, but I don't feel like these are walls we're putting up. I think they're just challenges that are going around you. You have a lot of self-victory, and especially with a lot of your yellows in the card here, is that you are very dissatisfied at how things are going, but you have a lot of inner drive and strength at the same time. So that's a reading. Let's see if I can pick up on another. On that note, how has yours been so far? So yesterday was all about honoring your ancestors. So did anyone do anything with that? Did they go and did you talk to, maybe you did a bit of research about on your past? Did you light candles for them? I did a little communication with my one. I'll go first. I'm happy to talk about mine. I did a bit of a communication with mine. And that was really nice. It was nice speaking to her. I ended up getting in contact with my nanny on my dad's side, and it's been a long time since I've spoken to her. And so I thought that was really lovely, and it was nice to have that connection again. So let's see. We'll wait for a while in case other people want to join in. Oh, it is your, it is your, the Howard Witches Markets for Yule is back up and around, and they are going to be in Howard this Saturday. And so I will be there, of course. And so if you want to pop down and say hi to all the amazing stalls, I know there's going to be heaps of different stalls, many different types of mediums there. I do know that there are 2 face painters going to be there as well, and balloon artists. I also know there's going to be many different witchy stalls there, different types of readers. So it will really be a fun day for everyone, and I really look forward to seeing you all there. Right, I just feel like I've just picked up a message from from the spiritual side, obviously. So this is higher self related. Is it mine? No. I have a message for someone specifically. This message feels like it's coming from a being from the spiritual side. This message has a lot... That didn't make sense. This message has a lot to do with overcoming a lot of heartache, but it feels like it's overcoming emotional barriers that surround you. I'm getting a lot of messages of holding your head tall. That's someone. This feels like this message is coming from someone who you had a connection with. Connection with spirit guide. Connection. You've had a connection with, and this person was very strong-willed in their emotions, I would say. But I would say they were very impulsive with them as well. So I would say that there were times where they were a bit irrational with their emotions. But they liked to keep the things that they loved really close to them. It does feel like this growth that is specifically relating to the relationship you had with them. And it's got a lot to do with telling me that they're reminding you that it's okay to talk to other people. And that it's the time, even though that it's a journey specifically that you are going on at the moment, that it is feeling there is very much this time in this shift of balance. And that they're letting you, that knowing that you can communicate with other people and they are here to listen, there are people around who are there to help assist, and sometimes that can be a bit hard to do. They're letting you know that the ground around you isn't overflowing with water just yet, and you can step through this. There's letting you know that there is this time of starting anew, and this time of new things starting, and they're giving you this branch, this new opportunity, and that's what the Ace of Wands is all about. They're letting you know that there is this start of something new coming, and sometimes it can be very nerve-wracking because you don't know how it's going to be. But they are letting you know that you're in the time of becoming, a newer version of yourself, and that will involve a lot of self-reflecting specifically, but I do feel that it is something that has been something that you've probably been wanting to step out of doing, and they're letting you know that it's okay to do it now. It's okay to start it new. Good evening, and welcome. Welcome to Lovely, see you again. Another thing specifically is that me? Just had a mist or something come that way. That was random. However, sorry, I've lost that. So like the thing just float that way. Was it that? Could that have come? No. So that's interesting. Sorry I had to cut that part bit. That was random. Hope you take those steps and needed to. Welcome to everyone that has joined. If you'd like a reading, just let me know. Or if not, just chill in this section, either. I'm more than welcome for anything you'd like to do. As long as it's ethically legal and, you know, hopefully. All is good. All is good and dandy. I'm gonna have a bit more of a tonic water because my tea is still too hot. I think I'm jumping too much out of frame. Do anything with that? No. Sorry, I just found something new on that was interesting, that's all. Alright. Let's see if that's another energy I can pick up on. So yeah, really nice to see you all out. Oh, we're back at West Hall on Monday. I'd like to bring that up. We will be looking more into the psychic development again, and so we'll look a lot more in depth on the psychic clairs. We'll have a few more games we can play. We've got a whole list of new games we want to play with you guys. Don't worry. Yeah, of course. You can have a reading. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can do your reading for you. So yeah, we'll be at West Hall. We will put up a post, tonight, hopefully, if not tomorrow. And it would be great if you just book in advance, though, so we know, so we can have a count on numbers. But if not, more than welcome to come on the day, but it is helpful to just have an idea on who is coming and who's not. Yeah. That is the plan. We are going to... So we get to see everyone for that one. Alright. You know, I got your name nailed the other day. Like, I finally worked out how to say it. And then someone went to joke with me. And now I'm paranoid about your name again. But one day, I'll be able to look at it and I'll just be able to read it. That is not today. Alright. Your energy today feels very shifty. It feels very flowy, but a bit like it shifts from like a... Well, not really a high to low. It's more like a... I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it. Visualize it. So, it's like your energy's very free-flowing, but it's also very rigid or very shifty at the same time. Shifty, it doesn't sound right. It does not sound right. Anywho... At the moment, it feels like you're in a time of reevaluating a lot of emotions. Not emotions, like inner desires is really what I'm feeling. Inner desires that you have within you. However, and that's what I'm getting in this one specifically. Yep, this one. Which is the Nine of Cups. Now, I do feel there's still a lot of shelving going on behind us. I do feel that we are looking at things that are inner parts of ourselves and we are dealing with them. But I do feel there's a bit of delay sometimes, and I think there are times that we don't always look at all of them. Some of our cups are a bit more filled than others, and I do think that leaves a bit of I think that goes more into the fact the moon. I think that goes more into the fact of there are a lot of different types of messages that you are being told specifically. And I do feel that these also hidden desires are things that are very, I want to say human. A lot of them are like basic human needs and desires. And the other ones are things that we have, desires we've had along the way during our lives, so things that we crave from other people. I do feel, though, that some of these are being met, but some are things... Hello and welcome. They are things that we want, but I do feel that there are times... What does that mean? There are times when things aren't always the way that we want them. I think there's a lot of delusion and a lot of things that are clouded our judgment, is what I'm feeling. I do feel there's this big need. You've got the moon and you've just got the Three of Pentacles. Now, Three of Pentacles is all about community. Now, the Pentacles also has a lot to do with talking to our spirit guides, is one way to look at it as well. And I do feel that there are times where they are just trying to send you a lot of messages at this point in time. And these messages feel like they are very important, specifically on your journey at the moment. But I do feel like they're not always being heard exactly. And I feel like they're also reminding you that to step into contact with them as well. It feels like there's something standing next to me, and I feel like it's one of yours guides, and it feels like they go on like they aspirated, like, yeah. It do feels like they are trying really hard to get that message across, and I think they are very understanding that it can be hard to understand what they're trying to say. I do feel they're trying to send it in very mysterious ways, per se. Okay. I do feel there are times that oh no. One of the time, no. What is that? What does that mean? Hello. No, that's okay. I apologize. Hello. I'll get to you in a second. I'll just do this part. I do feel they have a lot of messages, especially involving around the treasures that are around you, but a lot of it is about a lot of things working hard. I feel like there's this feeling that you're working really hard on something. And something you have a lot of focus on towards, and it feels like it's something very directed to you that people around you don't always specifically see, but it's very important. And reminding you to keep working at it, even if it sometimes feels very hard. But it feels like this is a time of growth, of personal growth specifically for you, and it feels like there's this... that they're letting you know that there is so much that needs to be done, and they are letting you know that there is a lot that they are willing to help with. I do feel at times, though, there is times that you might be a bit impulsive with your treasures, and you do tend to guide yourself a bit too much around it. I do feel like that they are telling you the message that it's okay to discard a lot of the armors that we have around ourselves and not focus so much on the worries that are going on in our head and around us, and sometimes just let the greenness of the gardens and the grass around us to flourish. By that I mean just let some of that healing come through. It does feel that can be very reckless at times. If not that it can be reckless, it feels like that can be very reckless. Sometimes that is the feeling that it is giving off. But they are letting you know that they are very much on your side and that they are trying their best to send the messages. And sometimes the messages can be hard to hear. No. You cannot do that. That is so wrong. Who are you? Block? I'm sorry, I'm blocking you. That's wrong. Can't do that. Sorry about that. I don't know why they did that. I find that completely unethical and rude. If you're jumping on my lives, do not go offering your private services in my things. That is really unethical. And if you want to offer readings yourself, you go and offer to yourself. You do not jump on the bandwagon of anybody else's. If you are in here doing that, I really please do request that you leave. That is not right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Just 3% of that back in. That was just really annoying. Anyway, back to your reading specifically. How do you feel so far? Amazing. So I'm apparently butchering anyone's names. Lou? Is that how you say it? I do apologize. Yeah. I do feel that they are trying to give you different types of messages. I do just say just work on it. I do feel that you get very amazing. If you would like a reading, please just put your name down. And I'll get to you when I can. I'll just go back to doing... I believe you said I could call you Sam once. I do apologize if that wasn't you. And I will get back to you. I'll just go back to doing them. I do feel that... Yeah. Awesome. I do feel that they feel like you get really overwhelmed at times because you're unsure of how to get the messages through. But I do feel that they're telling you not to get overwhelmed and just take things how they go, and they're just trying to send messages, and sometimes they'll be easy to hear and sometimes they won't. But that's okay. They know that you'll get the message eventually. So that's your reading. So we'll put that to the side now. So welcome to everyone that's just joined. Do apologise if you're there for the rogueness about the person jumping in and the scam-y thing. But welcome. If you'd like a reading, put your name down and I'll get to you when I can. One thing about the reading specifically. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. One thing about the reading specifically is that I'm reading on your energies. You cannot on behalf of anyone. You can't ask for anyone, and you can't ask specifically about love readings or anything like that. These are just energies specifically directed towards you. Specifically. So, Lou, would you like a reading? And if Lou does... Awesome, and then I think I'll do Vanessa next, because I think you were next on the list if you wanted one. So, I'll do you first. So first things first, just to put a verbal yes down, I like to ask this question anyway. Even though I've asked if you want one, do you consent to the reading? Just something I like to ask. And you consent to me reading your energies, of course. Amazing. Let's rock and roll. So I'll start by saying that your energy feels very, I want to say hyperactive. It feels very like it's a pumped energy. It feels very pumped. I can't describe it anyway. It feels like it's like a yeah kind of energy. Can't describe it any other way. It feels very upbeat. Like listening to like a beat that you like, and it's like boom, boom, boom. I don't know, techno-y? No, it's not techno-y, is it? I don't know music, clearly. Sort of feeling like there are times that you feel that you worry or you overthink a bit. It feels like there are times that even though you are very much like this upbeat sort of thing, I do feel like there are times that you are a bit worried about certain things. And these certain things do feel that they are a lot more things that are involving you, a lot more than other things that are happening around. And I think that goes a lot into the Eight of Cups, which goes a lot into letting go of things that no longer serve you. I do feel there are times that your spirit guides, higher self, any form of higher power you believe in, do like to tell you a lot of just letting go of a lot of things. I do feel like that is something that you try to do, but I do feel like there are times that you struggle with that a lot. And I think there are a lot of things blocking you, but I do feel like the things that are blocking you are things very much about you specifically and the choices within your own life. And these choices feel like they are very much your thoughts, your feelings, the things that make you specifically. But I do feel like there is a bit of a family connection to one of them. Now, when we talk about family, that can be people who hold a lot of value to us. That can be your partners in relationship, your parents, your friends, your work colleagues. It's just someone you have a strong connection with. The other one, however, I have a lot to do feels about the inner parts of ourselves and how we want to travel the world that is around us specifically, and that's in the Two of Wands. And I do feel that there's this need for, there's a lot of healing and growth going around with that, and there's this need for grounding. But this need for grounding is in the choices that you want to make, and how sometimes these can be very hard to navigate, especially within the mountain terrain, specifically in the card up here with all the mountains. Does that make sense so far? Sorry, just readjusting. My foot's dead. Yes. Okay, awesome. Let me know if I don't, we're human. I could accidentally be picking up on someone else. You never know. But I'm glad that it's making sense to you. Let's see, what else? Do you sometimes struggle with talking to other parts of yourself? Do you sometimes find that communicating to people you have connections to about desires and things that aren't happening on a physical level but on a more emotional level tend to struggle a lot with communication? So it feels like there's this need for healing in that specifically. And I asked that because of the Two of Cups right here. So as you can see, there's two people. I feel like an ET here. I'm not 100% what ET means, but if we're talking about the alien, but then, I don't know. Never good on quotes or things like that. I'll admit, sometimes eludes me. Anywho, feel it. I think that leads to a lot of conflicts within yourself. And again, we've got those Five of Wands. I do feel that you have a lot of... Sorry. Okay. I thought that's what you meant. I wasn't like, I misread a lot of things, so. A bit like we all do it though, don't worry. Sometimes we all feel a bit alien at times. I do feel like that's probably why there's a lot of conflict within yourself, because I do feel like you've got so many different thoughts and ideas, desires and drives, and I feel like that there are times that it is really hard to talk about to other people, and even looking at ourselves a bit when it's hard to see the reflection of who we are in this physical plane at the moment. It does feel like you're heading into a time... Sorry, I've just pulled the Ace of Pentacles, so... It does feel like there is this time of things starting anew, but I feel like these things are starting anew with looking at things that are surrounding you specifically. I do feel like there is this shift and change in a lot of things we hold a lot of value towards specifically. And I feel like yours has a lot to do with self-identity and reevaluating things and letting go of things that will serve you. This feels very much that there are a lot of things that the higher powers... Okay. Well, it's always good to find someone you can share those thoughts with. And I would suggest if it's something that needs more someone who's a counselor setting, talk to someone that way. Talk to a friend, someone you feel close to. Find someone who you feel drawn to and feel like you can make that connection with, to talk about things that you are struggling with or things you just want to let out. Sometimes it's good to just talk, and if it's hard to talk to other people, then maybe just talk to the inner parts of yourself. There's this thing called inner dialogue, or that's not really what it's called, but like what you do is that you go and you sort of imagine that there is another you sitting across from you. And you just have that dialogue and that discussion, and that's another way to deal with a lot of things that we need to share if we struggle with talking to other people about it, because it still gives you that gives you the impression of talking to someone. Awesome. Okay, that's good. Just in case. Oh, love that. I would love to learn more about spirituality. I think spirituality is such a broad subject. I think there's so much we can learn from all different types of people. Everyone has their own views and understandings of different things. Collectively, I think spirituality is something that's so vast that no matter how many people you talk to, I always feel you can learn something new every day. Love discovering new things like that. Always love finding new information. I know that there's a few groups that go around that help a lot with that stuff. So, sure, there's heaps of groups that are more than happy to talk to that, depending on where you are. Right. I do feel like there is this time... So that actually might be what that is. I think you're heading into a time of meeting new people that are going to let you explore new parts of... In your case, learn more about spirituality and learning about new people. I do feel like you're heading into a very much time of that. I feel like you're going to be able to discuss a lot more. And that might be why... Anything new? Gotta deal with a lot of your cups first. So these subconscious desires and inner parts that you may or may not be dealing with. You've got one... Earlier we had the letting go of things that are no longer serving you, but now we have the... We have the Five of Cups right here. And that one is all about not focusing a lot on the things that are already around you. Well, yes, at times there are a lot of things that are happening that do feel very... that we struggle with, because a lot of things are very more rough, and that can be a bit of more of an isolation thing, but you do have an opportunity to start anew. We are in the age of technology, and communicating is a lot of the things that we want to express can be done with the people that are around us specifically. It's just taking those steps to communicate with other people. specifically. Let's see one more card. Wheel of Fortune. So you are in a time of things changing and moving specifically, and you're in a time of things of moving in your corner at the moment. Lots of good things are coming your way. Just step out of this bubble, let go of things that are serving your desires that need to be moved, and you're heading into a time where a lot of things will go swimmingly, I guess. That's the word I'm thinking of. It's just taking that time to work out where you want to go. So that's your reading. I hope you liked it. Was there anyone Vanessa, if you're still here, would you like to go next? Sorry, just let me stretch my leg. And I'm back. So I spiced my life up a bit and it's on the floor. That did not exactly go as planned. Now my legs are asleep. It's the point of being human though. Working legs. Can't take it for granted though. That's what I did feel. I did feel like you had a very upbeat energy, and I did feel like it was like very somber in some bits. I did feel that at the start. Alright, Vanessa Jones. Amazing, I'm glad I could help. Hope I got your name right. It was lovely talking to you, Lo. And I hope I don't butcher your name too much. Alright, Vanessa, first things first, I'd just like to ask, do you consent to the reading, and do you consent to me tapping into your energy? Is that just like a verbal comply? Just writing yes is perfectly good. Please, as long as I have confirmation, all is grand. I just don't want you to, it's just so I have a little thing, also to, not that I have a little thing, it's to let me know really that you consent to the reading and you're not coerced in some way. Absolutely. Amazing, absolutely, I love that word. Alright, Vanessa. Do you feel a bit low in your energies at the moment? So Vanessa. I'm feeling like it's very, I want to say mid, but it's like it's in the middle. It's like your energy's very flatline. It's like it's very rigid and straight. Yes. It's very much, it's like that. Do you feel that you sometimes get swept away with the emotions with the people that are around you? Like their energies and their actions affect your energy? Put that to the side for a second. See if we can rely on her energy a bit more. Okay. It feels like with your energy at the moment, it feels like it's very much... So I just got the King of Pentacles, and I'm more of a reverse reading for this one particularly. It feels like it's very much that this specific energy is relating to the actions of this energetic person. Now, this energetic person is someone who is very direct. I feel they're very direct with the things they hold a lot of value towards, but I do think that they're very controlling, and they don't like to share, if that makes sense. And I feel like they do a lot of... I feel like they're very close to you. I feel like you know them on a personal level in some way. I feel there's a lot of disharmony involving that specifically. Let's put that to the side though. But I don't feel this is one person. I feel like this is almost a very common feeling that happens around you specifically. And it feels like this is something that almost feels like it's multiple different things happening at the same time. Does that make sense to you? Maybe, okay. We'll just shelf that for a bit. That, or that's specifically the energies that are around you all the time. I'll put that to the side though. Apart from that though, I do feel specifically that you're very young in your energies specifically, I feel, and it feels like you talk a lot to your guides, or the spiritual side a lot, or your spirit guides, I guess. I do feel like there's a lot of open communication there. I do feel that there are times where there is a bit of turmoil at times, but I feel like you know what you're doing. I feel like there's a lot of buts, but I do feel that sometimes you are a bit... Sorry, I'm testing my teeth. I'd like to drink it without getting burned. And we're solid. Alright. Sorry. Can I fix this? I've been holding out for that. It burnt me earlier. Alright. I do feel that I do feel like there are times where you're not very grounded with your emotions, or not your emotions specifically, but your subconscious inner parts of yourself where our emotions still lie. I do feel like there's not much of a barrier. I do feel like there is a strongness. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right words. It feels like there's like a strong wall-ish there, but I do feel like there's a lot of like ways you can get around it. It's like if they built like one slab of a house, and then like even as a slide there, there's still like all this open breathe area because it's not connected properly. Sorry, I'm not sure how to describe it. Do you sometimes get paranoid that there are attachments around you? Not to scare you, but just asking. Do you ever feel sometimes there are attachments that might get attached to you? Apart from that though, I just feel like there are times where you... Let's redraw sometimes, okay. So I'm really struggling with your energies at the moment. It's like I'm keep hitting a brick wall. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I think I'm gonna have to cut the reading tonight. I'm not 100% sure what I'm picking up on, but it's really blocking this connection, so I do apologize. And yeah, I'm not sure. Thank you for everyone who joined the live today. I'm truly grateful for everyone that is. I do these every Wednesday. Please come back to another one, Vanessa. I'm more than happy to read you. Message me if you want. I'm more than happy to offer you a short free reading, because this was a very poor one. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I feel like I need to look bit more in depth than that. With your consent, of course, if you want me to. I look forward to seeing you all again. Have a beautiful night, and I hope to all, and that's it. Happy Yule. Feel free to follow the rest of the Yule week. We're at day 6. Follow our page if you would like. I look forward to seeing you all again. Bye.